Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Aiden. In today's video, we're gonna create a brand new web app using app services. And in this video is a continuation. So if you have not watched the previous video, which is creating a virtual machine, I recommend you do so. And this is for AZ-900 certification or Azure Fundamentals. It will be very useful for you to watch this video, whether you're taking the certification or not. And I hope you watch it till the end. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to this channel. It will help us so much so we can create you more videos like this. Thank you. Without further ado, let's get started. So to log into the Azure portal, I went ahead to portal.azure.com. That's what we're gonna go there. And here you can see it loaded so quickly because I already have it open, and I don't need to sign in because I already have it signed in for us. So now what we have to do is we're gonna go ahead and search for what we need. If we know what we're looking for, in this case is app services, or the official way that Microsoft wants to do is gonna be going into the left navigation menu over here, clicking the drop down menu and clicking on all services over here. Once you click on all services over here, you have wealth of options. You have Azure Active Directory, virtual machine, creating resource group, app services, storage account, SQL database, and so on. And then you also have a host of other things over here that is so endless that you have to go ahead and explore yourself to see what you want to do. But in this case, we're going to focus on app services, Azure App Services. Let's click on here. Once we click here, you can see I already have a web app deployed, my production website. So now I'm gonna go ahead deploy you one using this a test one using a Docker container. So we're gonna go ahead, click the plus to create a brand new one, and then my subscription is already set up that way. And then resource group, I'm not gonna create a new one, but if you want to, you can create a new one like this. I'm just gonna simply choose as AZ-900 Demo Labs, and then on the app name, I'm gonna name it my Docker container 50290, and it's gonna check to make sure the name is available. Now remember, any name that you used before or that's used before cannot be reused again, because this is actual live web service that's running on Azure websites.net. So you have to come up with a unique name. If I choose this one, it doesn't exist, it will work fine. And then on here, on the publish tab, we have the code, we have Docker container, we have static web app. So we're going to choose Docker container. We could choose either one we want to, but Docker container is what we're going to do in this demo. And then on the OS type, we're going to choose Linux. On the region type, we're going to go ahead and choose East US2 or East US. And then on the size and SKU, that's what you need to focus on. That's where in fact, it's very important for you to know. Otherwise, you could be in for a surprise. That's how you get billed, more or less. So in here, we're going to just explore a little bit. Let's click on change size, for example, to show you all the other size available. So in here, we got the dev and test. That's the basic tier, and they do pretty much everything you can think of, but they will not let you do custom domain and whatnot, and it's limited to for testing, basically very limited testing. And then you got your $12. That's the cheapest one out here, and it's still for dev and testing, but you can attach custom domain to this one. And if you are looking into, if that's your your biggest proponent of getting it, then you can look into that and getting that. But then on the production tier, which my face is blocking a little bit, let me move away. So on the production tier, this is where it gets a little bit more powerful or juicy, if you will, because you have so many resources to choose from. You got like a machine with 8 gig of RAM. You got, two vCPUs, and obviously your cost goes up the more, specs you choose. If you choose this machine, for example, you could be looking almost for $55 a month, to round it up. And then if you look at your isolated machines, you got your almost $1,200 a month machines over here. You got so many, to choose from. But the more you go up, the more you're going to be paying for it. So just to be on the lookout for that. On this demo though, I'm going to choose this one. It's $73 a month, and it will let us do pretty much all the things we want to. We could do custom domain, scale up, or auto scale. When our load goes up, we can do staging mode for backup, and then we could do like we could do staging slots for maintaining the website or changing, swapping them from test to production. We could do backups, you know, and then we could do traffic manager. We could do like we have a dedicated, 250 gigabyte storage, memory, you know, we have Azure compute units. There's a lot of dedication in terms of powerful storage, and this is what I normally run on my production website. It's not extremely costly, and it will handle any traffic that I'll get in my site. But your situation may vary if you're choosing. You might choose something like this, or you may choose something way less. Maybe go to the basic tier or the dev tier. But whatever you choose, just know that how you get billed in Azure is, you get billed by what you choose. Now that we did this, go ahead and choose. We are going to choose this one, and then we're going to come over here, apply, and then we're going to zoom out. Now that we chose that, we're going to hit next Docker tab, or Docker tab rather. On the Docker tab, you have this 4 component over here. We just configure the basic stuff with our information, and you chose the size. Now on the Docker tab, we have options. We have the single container, which is by default, and then the Docker composite, which is preview. And then the image source, you have quick start, Azure Container Registry, Docker Hub, Private Registry. We're going to do Docker Hub. And then on the access type, do you want it to be private or public? And we're going to do public website here. And then on the other one, on the image tag, image and tag, we want to go ahead and simply type in. Go ahead, type in mcr.microsoft.com/azure docs/ACI/hello world. That's what you're going to type in. And once you do that, you're not going to put in anything in the startup command. This is all you do on the Docker tab. And then on the network tab, you don't have to do anything. On the monitoring, don't do anything with it. This is all for advanced stuff. On the tagging, don't do with it. And then we're going to click review. This is what we got so far on the review page. So we got what we paying monthly for our size SKU for our Docker app, or Docker container rather. And then this is our operating system, Linux, the size, region, everything else you can think of it. So we're now ready to deploy this by hitting create. It's gonna go ahead and do this. Azure takes pride in itself by making everything very fast. So we will definitely don't have to wait that long to see this being created and working. And so you can see it's already started, and it should be done in the next couple seconds. And that's one of the things that, is give us advantage with cloud computing, is that we don't have to wait on the spinning of hardware and whatnot. So now we're ready. We can click on by going to go to resource here, and then we have the overview page over here, and here where you can browse, stop, swap. If you have staging, swap. You have restart, delete, refresh, get publish information, reset publish information, and then most importantly, you have your URL. You also have your publishing information, FTP, if you want to do unsecure, or FTPS if you want to do secure publishing, your username, and so forth. So it is pretty amazing, you know, now that we could do that. And then the one I want you to pay attention is going to be requests and response time. So now what we're going to do is we are going to copy our URL, and then we're going to go to a new tab. We're going to hit enter. You can see by getting this screen, we are successful in our deployment. You only get this when you did it with proper thing. You put the right, image and tag. And now we're gonna do this 4 times. We get some demo traffic to our, so we can check our response telemetry and request telemetry data. So now we're gonna come back here, and then we're gonna see that five requests was submitted, and then our response was 6.6 seconds. So it was very fast, and that's how you can see. If you have more people going to the website, you will see the request over here, and you will see your site response time. And if you see your right site response time is not there, then you can go get a better, change it to a different SKU and whatnot. So in any case, now that we did this, we can take a look on the left hand side menu and take a look at overview. This is where everything, activity log, access management, and then we have tags. We can do Defender for cloud. We have deployment for deployment credential, deployment slots, deployment center. The most important thing out of here is going to be custom domains, because you don't want to keep going to azurewebsites.net. If you look at here on our side here, everything ends with azurewebsites.net. Nobody wants to keep going there, so you want to attach it to a custom domain, and then you want to attach certificate, and you want to attach a SSL certificate. So if you're doing a shopping website, you do want that. And then you could do like a app scale-up service plan. You could get a different tier. Right now we're using this one. We could get another tier, and then basically do that. So that's all it for the demo.